So you're having a lovely day when you suddenly get a paper cut. Hundreds of thousands of germs rush into your body trying to make it their home. At first, they go undetected, just multiplying and using fewer resources in the body. After a while, they change what they're doing and begin trying to infect your cells and change the body. In order to stop this new menace, your body sets the immune system into action. The immune system is not just a single organ, it is a system of different pieces. The first line of defense against the bacteria is the macrophages. These massive cells can usually stop attacks all by themselves. But if the situation is too much for them, they call for help from the dendritic cells. The dendritic cells are somewhat like the brain of the immune system. They try to capture germs and tear them to pieces, except for one tiny bit which they present on their outer layer. Then they make the decision of whether or not they need to use antivirus cells or antibacterial cells. In this specific example, they will use antibacterial cells. The dendritic cells then travel to the lymph nodes. When the dendritic cells find the right helper T cell, the helper T cell begins to multiply. Some become memory helper T cells, which will now remember the specific bacteria forever. Some go to the battlefield to help out the macrophages. Some of the helper T cells go to the center of the lymph node to activate the virgin B cells. The virgin B cells also multiply, and some also become memory cells. Then they all begin to produce antibodies. Then the antibody cells travel to where the fight is taking place. The antibody cells then attack the bacteria, or at least stun them, making them easy prey for the macrophages. Then they overwhelm the bacteria and defeat all of them. Since most of the immune cells are now pointless, they die in order to not waste any more of the body's resources, except the memory cells, which hold on to the information in case this threat ever comes again. So that's what happens on the inside of the body. But how can you help your immune system on the outside? Well, first, wash your hands to stop the infection, and second, stop any bleeding. Third, rinse the wound with clean water, and if you use soap, be careful to keep it out of the wound, so you make sure that it doesn't get irritated. Fourth, get an antibiotic, so it makes an infection from the bacteria harder. Fifth, make sure to cover the wound with a Band-Aid to keep out bacteria, but only if it is a minor cut. If not, listen to part 7 instead. 6. Change the Band-Aid whenever it gets dirty or wet, otherwise it defeats its purpose. 7th, get stitches for deep wounds since they don't heal as easily as minor cuts. 8th, watch out for signs of an infection, for example, redness, swelling, drainage, or increased pain. 9th, get a tetanus shot if the wound is deep or dirty, and the person has not had a tetanus shot in 5 years. There are ways to strengthen your immune system too, like for one, participating in physical activities, eating lots of vitamin-rich foods, whole grain foods, and calcium-rich foods, and cutting down on fat foods and sugar-filled foods. Learn to manage stress because your body's immune system weakens due to stress sometimes. Get lots of sleep because the sleep strengthens your immune system and makes it harder to get ill. When you are sick, don't do difficult physical activities because your body needs all the energy it can get while sick. Make sure to get vaccinations so you have memory cells for the illness so your body can fight it easier. Get regular health screenings and cooperate with your healthcare provider. Now, while that is fine, the best way to strengthen your immune system is to not get sick often, because then either your body is fighting multiple things at once, cutting up its resources, or it has not fully recovered from the last disease. Some ways you can prevent getting sick often are: avoid contact with people who are ill, especially if the disease is currently in the contagious stage. Don't share your eating utensils, dishes, glasses, bottles, or cans. Keep your hands away from your mouth, nose, and eyes. Take proper precautions against factors that may cause diseases, such as ticks. Follow safe practices handling, preparing, and storing food to avoid foodborne diseases. Simple actions like wiping counters and tables with warm soapy water or disposing of garbage help keep pathogens from spreading.